All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well, excuse me. All right, and peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right, it's the brother Yerah. Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing to feed the body and edify the sheep in all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right. And as you can see with the title, all right, trash your phone and take the Charagma. Trash your phone and take the Charagma. Now, first and foremost, before we get started, let me get this precept. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17. And it reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. All right. Yasha Allah. Okay. And this is our duty. Okay. All right. This is what we've been called to do. All right. This is our job. Okay. We are the watchmen of the house of Israel. Okay. All right. And it's our duty to watch out for dangers coming from afar and to warn the city. Okay. Of those dangers. And that city being the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. It says, therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Okay. All right. So it's not our words, man. It's the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. So trash your phone and get the Charagma. This is from the headlines, endtimeheadlines.org. Okay. It says tech giants are quietly moving to kill off the smartphone. All right. Betting on radical new devices that bypass screens entirely. Okay. What are these radical new devices? Okay. Well, could it be the MOTB? Well, let's read. All right. We'll skip past this. Let's see. Right here. All right. It says tech titans like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and OpenAI's Sam Altman are vocally championing the demise of these ubiquitous devices, okay, like the smartphones, okay, the cell phones. It says envisioning a future dominated by brain implants, all right, augmented reality glasses, and ambient AI companions, okay, brain implants, okay. Is that radical new devices that they want to bypass? To use to bypass cell phones. Okay, this is the reality. Okay, this is the reality, man, of what's going on, man. Okay, what you people are gonna realize pretty soon. All right, if you haven't already, is that the men of the Lord, all right, have told you and have warned you of these things to come. All right, and you're gonna be faced with these things. All right, no more dodging reality, man. Okay. Because your reality is prophecy, man. And prophecy is reality. Okay. Well, we ain't got to read the rest of this. Okay. Because that was pretty much the main point. Okay. They want to bring in these new future devices. All right. Like brain implants. All right. Augmented reality glasses and ambient AI companions. Okay. All right. Everything is going to be digital. Okay. Computer, tech related. Okay. This is what the world is moving towards, man. Okay. Now I want to grab this, this video here. Okay. And it's from Instagram and it says, forget smart meta. It's like it, forget smart meta glasses. Now there's smart clothing. Smart clothing. Let's check this out.
Apparently, they've been working on this for over a year. It's called Smart E-Pants. So it sounds like Smarty Pants.
Oh, wow, that's smart.
E-Pants stands for electrically powered and network textile system. But if you guys want to look it up, this technology, it's called AST, Active Smart Textile. These clothing, they figured out how to make a scrunchable conductive fabric. So they have batteries that are woven into clothes. They have capacitors, transistors all woven into clothing. And they say you cannot even tell that it's in there. It feels like a piece of clothing that you normally would wear. But what happens when they make a deal with Nike or they make a deal with Abercrombie Fitch or, you want your new
Jordans.
Yeah. And it's in there, bruh. Now they want you to know. We don't have to have your phones. You just have to wear clothes. Well, you going to walk around naked?
Well, I planned on it.
So pretty soon, I believe you guys are going to see this out there on the market. And we already talked about it with the RAND Corporation, the Internet of Bodies. And one of the things the RAND Corporation was propagating was a smart clothing. And you already have wearable sensors with a smart watch. But nobody is thinking that their clothes is spying on them. But it is. It's coming. And as you're walking around connecting to the LoRa Amazon network, they're transmitting this information back to the government. If they wanted to convert this into CBDCs, like digital currency, you're like, well, I'm not going to have a phone. You don't need a phone, because if your clothing is basically your wallet, you really could just walk in a store and walk out because your clothing is the wallet.
Yeah, so that's what these devils are, getting ready to do. Okay. All right. So for you Jakes that like to walk around with your shiesty mask on, guess what? Your shiesty mask is going to be a smart mask. Okay. And you're trying to hide your identity, but it's going to be giving the government the your exact identity. Okay. They're going to know, hey, look, Tyrone, take off the shiesty mask. We know it's you. All right. You see, you too, Nook. That's what's coming, man. All right. This devil is he has done a diligent search. He's sharpening his sword. All right, and he's getting ready to come after you people, man. All right, especially you Israelites. Okay. Let me get this we get a couple precepts. All right, and then we'll get to that part, because notice he says CBDC. So we're gonna get to that. All right. Because you people think that, life as you know it is going to continue on the way that you know it to be. That's not true. All right. The world is changing. All right. And it's going to change. And either you're going to get with it or you're going to get left behind. All right. Or decapitated. Okay. Literally. So it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. And it reads, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Okay. A decree is a mandate or a law. Okay. All right. So who has power to set up laws and mandates? Esau, Edom, man. All right, the wicked. Okay, they're starting with the elite banking families, the so-called white man, woman, and child. Okay, all right, Jake. No matter how much money you have, you don't have enough power to go create a law that everybody has to abide under. Okay, but this devil does. Okay, it says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. All right. It is an unrighteous thing to, make smart e-pants, okay, smart electronic pants or clothing, all right, to track the people and gather information and data and spy on them, all right. That's unrighteous. It says, in that right grievousness which they have prescribed, okay, right grievous laws and mandates, okay, which they have pre-written. They already had this pre-planned, okay. All right. You think it's just the, the new hip thing that just came out yesterday. No, they've been doing this and sharpening this and getting this ready and prepared, for a long, long time. Okay. Let me also get this here. All right. Also want to get Mike. So I give Micah 2. All right. Micah 2. And I'll read verse 1. All right. And it reads, woe unto them. It's like a woe to them that devise iniquity. Okay. Iniquity is sin upon sin. All right. And work evil upon their beds. Okay. Talking about Esau, Edom, man, the wicked. Okay. The same ones who write these mandates, laws, and things like that. Okay. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Okay. All right. They perform their wicked acts. All right. Because they can. All right. Because they're in rulership. Okay. Now notice this guy, he mentioned CBDC. Okay. All right. So I asked the question here on the chat. All right. Chat GPT. Will technology be inserted into humans in the near future? Okay. Now, notice I said in the near future. Okay. All right. And the answer was short answer, yes. Okay. This is something that you're going to have to be faced with, man. Okay. All right. It's happening. All right. The MOTB, all right, written about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. All right. It's on its way. Okay. It says short answer, yes. So yes, technology will be inserted into humans. All right. In the near future. It says the short answer is yes. All right. And it already is. See? It says medical and non-medical implants are becoming more common now, and more advanced brain computer interfaces. And it's like interfaces. All right. BCIs. And smart implants, just like what this guy was talking about with these smart e-pants. All right. And even this, these tech giants wanting to ditch the smartphones or the cell phones, all right, for new radical devices. Okay. All right. It says, and smart implants are moving from labs into limited humans. So like limited human use and clinical trials over the next few years. Okay. All right. So it's going to happen, man. All right. It says what's happening now today. All right. It's talking about medical implants, blah, 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 smartphones, blah, blah, blah. But let's get here. It says what's coming near term or the next 1 to 5 years. Okay. It says clinical trials and early human implants for advanced BCIs. All right. What is that? Brain computer interfaces. It says are already underway and expanding. Companies such as Neuralink, Synchron, and other groups have reported human trials and planned trials. All right. Regulators in some places have given breakthrough designations or allowed trials to proceed. All right. Limited therapeutic uses. All right. Like helping people with paralysis speak or control computers. All right. Which we've seen, we've seen those examples. Okay. All right. It says, are the most likely early applications. All right. You see, so it says market and research activity suggests rapid technology progress and regulatory movement. All right. Analysts and industry reports predict several more commercial and clinical BCI products within the decade. Okay. Well, it's going to happen quicker than that. Okay. It says biggest caveats. All right. Why near future won't mean everybody will be implanted. Well, we know what the scriptures say. Okay. They say, well, everybody's not going to be implanted. All right. Well, we know what the Lord said according to prophecy. Okay, so let's get that. All right, because everybody will be implanted. Okay, or at least they're going to try to put the squeeze on everybody on the planet to get implanted. Okay, so this is Revelation 13, and I'll start at verse 15. All right, and it reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak." Okay, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast. So if you don't want to get implanted, all right, with this new technology, right, should be killed. Okay, all right. You know how people say, well, look, I'm out and I'm living life. Okay, meaning they're out in the world and they're doing business out in the world. Well, guess what? You're not gonna be able to do your business out in the world without this device. Okay, meaning you're going to be cut off. You're going to be killed. You're not going to be living. Okay. And they could, bring a mandate where that you actually be killed if you don't take this technology. Okay. So let's keep going. All right. So this why everybody won't mean everybody will be implanted. Everybody, they're going to try to implant everybody. Okay. But we know those that won't be implanted are the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. Even unto death. It says most advanced implants begin as therapies for serious medical needs like paralysis, blindness, all right, Parkinson's, severe epilepsy. All right. Remember, this is those signs and wonders that this devil, is going to try to bring in the face of the people on the planet, man. Okay, to try to convince you to take his mark. All right, or that Charagma. It says moving from therapeutic to elective enhancement. See, they're going to try to enhance you. All right, you don't need a cell phone, man. Just put on this jacket. All right, put on this jacket. You can call and check on your kids, your grandma. You can do business. You can work from home. What do you need a laptop for? That's so 2010s. See, that's how look. That's how they're gonna promote it, man. All right, it says cognitive boost AR through implants. See, ads, regulatory and ethical and technical hurdles. Okay, but the point is that this technology is coming. Okay, like going back to the question I asked, will technology be inserted into humans in the near future? Short answer, yes, and it already is. Okay, all right. And guess what? Trump is the man to do it. All right. Because I don't know if I mentioned it in a lesson before, and I'm pretty sure brothers have seen this. All right. This weird statue of Donald Trump. All right. Outside of a mall or something like that in Washington. Okay. I believe it's in Washington. I believe it's in Washington. All right. Of him holding up a Bitcoin. Now, remember, this guy was against Bitcoin. Okay. When he was running for office, he was against Bitcoin, man. Okay. But notice he changed his mind. Why? Because look, these are puppets, man. Okay. This guy is not in control. He's not doing things of his own power, man. Okay. He's being told and controlled what to do. All right. And they want him to push the world, especially Babylon the Great, aka America, into that digital era. Okay. That's that new image. That's a part of that new image. Okay. And to prove that, I always, quote this, but I'm going to show you again. Okay. This is just an update. All right. The cbdctracker.org. Okay. CBDC meaning central bank digital currencies. Okay. And this is the world status. All right. Now, why is the world moving towards this central bank digital currency? All right. It's because this is a part of that new image. Okay. All right. When it says, matter of fact, let me see, Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, see, all, not just a few people or people here and there or whoever wants to volunteer. No, all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark or charagma. Okay. All right. In their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. All right. And guess what? He might even sharpen it up to the point where that you probably won't even have to, insert anything, man. Okay. Or if you get anything inserted, okay, what you're going to need with it is, these smart e-pants, right? All right. Or those sensor bands or something like that, Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. See, you're not gonna be able to live. Okay. All right. Buy meaning you're not gonna be able to purchase food, supplies, things that you need, daily things, pay your rent, pay your car note, right? Or sell. All right. Saith he that hath the mark. All right. Unless you have that charagma or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See? All right. And that's what's coming, man. All right. And that's why the world, all right, is moving towards that central bank digital currency. Let me see. I need to find something. Try them. Let me see. I'm looking for something. All right. Because the hour of temptation is coming. Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Looking for something. Let's see. Right here. Revelation 3 and 10, it says, and this is red letter, so you know who's speaking, Yahweh Shai. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Okay. All right. The hour of temptation is going to be the implementation of that mark of the beast. Okay. Which is going to be The whole world is going to be tried by it. Okay. Okay. Now look, it says today's central bank digital currency statuses. Okay. Remember, look, and they give you like the thing here. Red is canceled. All right. Green means research. So all of these countries in the green, they're in the research stage. All right. Proof of concept is purple. Okay. Which, as you can see, all right, Babylon the Great. All right. The land of the North is in that proof of concept stage. Okay. Or the pilot stage is right ahead of it. Okay. All right. And as you can see, like places like Russia. Okay. China. All right. All right. Pakistan. All right. Iran. You see, hell, even the beast nations. Okay. France, Germany, Netherlands. Okay. Ireland, they're all in the pilot stage. Okay. And then as you can see, the blue means they already launched this central bank digital currency. It's already in the flow. Okay. Like Nigeria. Okay. And I believe there's an island over here too. Yeah, Jamaica. Okay. It's already launched. Okay. All right. They have a digital currency. See? So Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, and this is talking to the elect of the nation of Israel, okay? The Lord's servants, faithful servants. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, okay? The Lord's going to keep us faithful, all right? We're not going to take that mark, okay? It says, which shall come upon all the world, okay? As you can see here, all the world, all right? It's going to be tried with this new digital imprint that this devil wants to put upon every human being on the planet, especially you Israelites. It says to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay. To try them. Okay. That word try, you see the Greek word there, to try whether a thing can be done. See, you're going to try your faith. Okay. Look, discipline. All right. Look, to tempt. See, so he's going to try to tempt everybody. All right. Look, to try, make trial of, test. All right, for the purpose of ascertaining his quality. See, all right. He wants everybody to be made in his new image. Okay, but guess what? The elect is coming in the image of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, but he wants to make sure everybody comes in the image of his new digital imprint. Okay, it says or what he thinks. See, his way of life. Right, that's that image. It says or how he will behave himself. You see? All right. You see? So don't take that mark, man. All right. But this is coming upon all the world, man. And I like to go to this thing and this website, and it always gives updates and, gives you all the breakdowns and things like that. Look, the update rate. You see, everybody's moving towards this new digital currency, man. Okay. The dollar is going to be done, and all other currencies in the world are going to be done. Okay. All right. Everything is going to be digital. Okay. Now, last but not least, okay, Vietnam, all right, has deactivated and seized the funds from more than 86 million bank accounts, see, belonging to citizens who refuse to hand over their biometric data. You see, look, the brother said the MOTB is about to hit the stage. You see, exactly, man. All right. The MOTB spoken about in Revelation chapter 13 that we just read is about to be a reality, man. And you're going to be faced with a choice. Take the chip or be killed. Okay. All right. So let me play this here. And this is what Esau's trying, look, Esau's going to bring this to America for sure.
Why is Vietnam the testing ground for the new banking order? Well, recently, Vietnam imposed a requirement for a digital ID, including a biometric scan of everyone in order to have a bank account. And what they did to enforce this is they closed 86 million bank accounts and seized all of the assets in those accounts. So the owners of those accounts have no ability to do banking or access their funds because they chose not to sacrifice their privacy and submit to this biometric surveillance tracking mechanism.
You see? And they can easily do that, man. They can easily do that. All right. The government has control. Esau Edom has control over your funds. You want, hey Keisha, you want this you want these food stamps? You know, you want your paycheck that you worked so hard for the last 2 weeks? You know, they're gonna hold it hostage. All right. You want that child support check? All right. Hey, get this Charagma. See? Jake, hey, look, you niggas ain't ready, man. Okay? You people that have, you know, and I'm talking about you, Jake, that know that you're Israelites, man. All right? That is not building up your faith. You're not building up a good rapport with the Heavenly Father through his son, Yahweh Shai. All right? You're not being tested and tried and passing those tests and trials. You're not building up your faith, man. You're going to fall in that time, man. You're going to give in. You're going to get this chip, man. All right? But the elect is not going to give in, man.
Well, this is not something that is going to stay in Vietnam. This is a test because if we look at, for example, what's going on with the European Central Bank and digital ID initiative in Europe, as well as the Real ID and the CBDC system FedNow being imposed in the United States, we can see that it is coming to us as well. So what are you going to do about it?
We're going to keep the faith, man. All right. Those of us in the know, those of us that have faith, all right, we're going to keep the faith, man. Okay. All right. Remember, the trial starts within your mind. Okay. The trial starts within your mind. All right. And if you don't have a strong-willed mind, all right, and spirit, then you're not going to survive, man. Okay. You're not going to survive, man. Let me get this last precept. All right. Proverbs 4:23. All right. I read this one earlier. I thought it'd be beautiful to bring out at this moment. 4:23. All right. It's about to get very, very crafty out here, man. Okay. And Jake is not ready for the angles that Esau is about to attack. Okay. It's book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 23. Remember, it starts in your mind, man. It says, keep thy heart, your heart meaning your mind. Okay. All right. You see, Hebrew word lab meaning your mind. Okay. Keep thy heart or your mind with all diligence. All right. Faithfulness, man. Okay. Constantly endurance, patience. Okay. It says, for out of your mind are the issues of life. Okay. All right. You see? So I'm going to leave it there. All right. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the body and it fed the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Shalom, and Abba Ball.